This budget resolution came down to the wire, but it wasn't the stark Republican-Democratic debate or divide that we've kind of become accustomed to over the last couple of years. You and the Senate Republicans really seemed to kind of get along, while it was the House Republicans that really held out. Obviously, this process made for a lot of drama for those of us in the press corps. But that aside, how does this bipartisan plan impact regular Arizonans?
Well, I think this is such an opportune time to talk about that as we're watching Congress debate the bill that is anything but a beautiful bill. Well, we had the chance to pass a big bipartisan balanced budget that really delivers for Arizonans. And while they're talking about ripping healthcare away from hundreds of thousands of Arizonans, we protected Medicaid in this budget. While they're talking about discontinuing SNAP benefits, nutrition assistance, we paid for free lunches for 10 million free lunches for kids of working families. And I'm really proud of this budget that we came together and delivered for Arizonans. And I think there you see a realization that when there's divided government, there are ways to find common ground and focus on the issues that matter to Arizonans. And we did that in this budget.
Speaking of divides, we have to talk about vetoes.
Yeah.
You are you have the top 3 records now in state history in terms of vetoes in a single legislative session. That certainly is one of the things that people know about you and your tenure in the governor's office. Shifting towards next year, when you're asking voters for another 4 years in office, apart from just what you have killed with your veto stamp, what have you signed? What are your top achievements so far?
Yeah. So first of all, I've signed way more bills into law than I've vetoed. And I think that shows you that most of what happens at the legislature is not very controversial. Most of it's bipartisan. And the stuff that makes it into the news is really the controversial stuff. But we had some big wins this session. I talked about the Ag to Urban bill. That's a huge one. The DDD funding that we were able to come together and get done. The Axon bill, the Diamondbacks bill, those are big wins for Arizonans. That's just this year. There's a lot more. And I'll tell you, I didn't come here to veto bills. I came here to get things done, to deliver for Arizonans, to tackle our tough challenges. I feel like we've done that. But I also am going to stand up to the extremists. And it's not something... It's always something that I've said I would do. I've blocked legislation that would make it harder for Arizonans to vote by mail or to exercise their voice at the ballot box. I've blocked legislation that rolls back reproductive freedoms, that attacks IVF and other health care. And I'll continue to do that and stand up to the extremists when I need to.